Stress and overload is a huge problem today and a contributing factor in a lot of illnesses. In our hectic, fast-paced lives, we're faced with hundreds of choices every day, from simple to complex. And the demands of deciphering all of your choices can become overwhelming, especially when you tell yourself that you can never make a mistake because you have to be perfect. So how you manage your stress and teach yourself to distress can make a difference. So I want to give you 4 things that you can learn to do in order to prevent life from getting the best of you. And as you learn to do these things and practice them, you'll find you're better able to handle stress instead of feeling overwhelmed by it. First, it's a no-brainer. Take care of your body. You know, it's really important that you sleep enough, like 8 hours a night, eat healthy, and exercise regularly. But in addition to those 3, one of the best ways to help your body de-stress is to learn to teach it how to relax and breathe deeply. When you're anxious or in pain, your muscles get tight and your body feels tense and your emotions are agitated, so your breathing gets shallow. And there are breathing techniques that can help you lower your physical tension as well as emotional stress. But you have to learn how to use them, and that's not as easy as it seems. When I was pregnant, my husband and I signed up for Lamaze classes to prepare for natural childbirth. I attended the class and learned everything I could, but I never practiced because I told myself it was so easy, I didn't need to. I was wrong. As childbirth progressed and the pain increased, I could not concentrate or focus on relaxing my body. Learning how to breathe deeply can help you relax your body and mind and bring a heightened sense of well-being. So simply breathe in slowly through your nose. Hold it a second or two, and then fully exhale through your mouth. Do that a few times and notice how much better you feel. Once you've learned how to deep breathe, then you can do it inconspicuously while waiting in a long line, driving in a snarled traffic jam, or anytime you feel tense or stressed in order to relax your body and your mind. Accept your limitations. That's our second step. You have to emotionally accept the reality that you're just a human being. Now that may sound odd, but many people try to ignore that reality. You refuse to accept that you're finite, limited, don't know everything, can't do everything, aren't perfect, need sleep, get sick, and sometimes do wrong things. Now, I'm not saying anything you don't already know, but knowing it and accepting it emotionally are 2 very different things. So listen to your self-talk when you're faced with the reality of your limitations. Do you say things like, I'm so stupid, I should have known better, I should have been able to stop that from happening? If so, you believe a lie, that you should be all-knowing or all-powerful. Do you berate yourself for your sins and your mistakes? Perhaps on the one hand, you acknowledge that you're not perfect, but emotionally, you don't like it and you don't accept it. And when you can't emotionally accept that you're a sinner, you also can't emotionally accept God's forgiveness or his help because you tell yourself you should need it because you should be better than that. Accepting your humanity means you know and accept and live within your human limitations. You don't try to play God or be God. You recognize that you need more than yourself to manage your life successfully. You need God. Third, prioritize your resources. You only have 4 resources at your disposal: time, talents, energy, and money. And oftentimes we overspend these finite resources on things that aren't really that important, leaving us with no margin for emergencies or even fun. How you choose to allocate your resources not only impacts you, but those you love. And so it's essential that you give some thought to your deepest values and priorities. Feeling stressed out often exposes how we've been misspending our resources. For example, so many people are overwhelmed these days because of high credit card debt and financial problems. Why? They're overspending their resource of money, and the consequences are now draining them emotionally, physically, and financially. But you can do the same thing with your other resources. You can be getting into debt with your energy resources by extending yourself and overfunctioning over and over again beyond your human limitations, leaving yourself physically drained and emotionally and physically exhausted. Always hurrying is a refusal to accept the reality of time, and you're leaving no margins for any interruptions or delays, and you're trying to squeeze every moment out of your day. And it's not surprising that you feel like a taut rubber band ready to snap. So take some time to evaluate how you allocate your resources of time, energy, money, and talents. Ask yourself, are you living within your limits, or are you always overdrawn? Fourth, learn to get quiet with God. You know, in our starved time, get more done world, many of us never take a moment to be quiet and still in God's presence. When we're feeling good, it seems like a waste of time. And when we're not feeling good, our anxious thoughts and emotional turmoil make it hard to sit down and get quiet. And yet the Lord tells us to be still and know that I am God. And so being still with prayer can help us remember what's true and restore a sense of peace when our negative thoughts threaten to overwhelm us. During these quiet, still times, God works to change the stress that's crippling you into something that can actually strengthen you. So remember these stress busters. Learn to prioritize and say no when you need to. Slow down. Stop living your life in such a hurry. Stop procrastinating because it causes more stress because things get backed up. Remember, you're not God and you're not omniscient or omnipotent. Meditate on God's perspective and his character. Let go of what you cannot control or cannot change. Practice deep breathing and learn other relaxation techniques. Have fun and enjoy the little things of life like beauty, nature, your pets, music, and exercise. Burn off that extra adrenaline. God bless.